What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? Welcome to our first official episode of the We Hate More Sports podcast. I'm the moderator, Dezzy, and as always, I hope everyone has had a great weekend. Last week in Money in the Bank, that was amazing. But I can't act as if the last match didn't hurt me between Roman, Solo, and the Usos, which is when Roman got pinned by Jay. And tonight at SmackDown, if you didn't watch, it already happened as we're recording this, but I did. They decided to put the tribal chief, the head of the table, the wrestler PC, our host, hates, but he swear he don't. They decided to put him on trial, and that was a very, very bad decision by Jimmy and Jay. Him and Solo just treated them like a bunch of rag dolls. So yeah. But let's go ahead and get introduced to the rest of the crew, starting with our host tonight, PC.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever the lies you just spewed just now, Desi. Number one, I don't hate Roman. Number two, Roman got what Roman had coming to him. All right. This is karma for treating his cousins, his blood, like trash for the last 2.5 years. So this this tribal trial or tribal court that they're doing tonight on SmackDown, yeah, it's karma. It's coming all the way back around because you know the old saying how it goes: what goes around comes around. Um, but of course we have SmackDown to talk about. We have Forbidden Door that we're gonna go over in this episode, and we're going to be going over a lot of other sports, including one that I just got back from and I was rushing over because I just finished playing a whole lot of pickleball. I was sweating my ass off. Yeah, welcome to the official episode. This first special episode, guys.
You know I'm not lying. You do hate Roman. A little bit. Deep down in your heart, you hate Roman.
No, I put you on to Roman. I put y'all on
No,
to
you
Roman. I don't want to
didn't.
hear that. I want to
No,
hear
you
that. I
didn't.
want to hear that.
PC,
I put y'all
I've
on
been
to
watching
Roman.
wrestling. No.
No,
Anyways, you just hate
no,
on Roman. First it was
no,
Cody Rhodes. Now,
no hate. I'm
anyways,
not.
PC. Anyways.
What? Nobody's hating. I okay. Oh, hating, lying on a black man is crazy.
Okay. Gianni.
I'm excited for the All Star break that's coming up. It's going to be a great All Star weekend. We'll see how this goes. Basically, this entire week.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look into what we'll be going over this week. Starting off this week's episode, we'll be swinging into some baseball talk with Stickball Central. Segment two will be Around the Nation, where me and the guys will give our thoughts on different sports headlines. Lastly, coming in, segment three will be Best Thing I Saw Last Week. We have a couple of things to get into, but first, if you haven't already, please be sure to follow us on our socials at WHS_podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and that We Hate Sports all jammed together on TikTok and YouTube. Jumping on into our first segment, it's time for Stickball Central. So, G, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you.
Hey everyone, welcome to Stickball Central. We're gonna do this is an All Star type version right now. We're gonna talk about the All Star game, basically predictions of the game, and the home run derby, and there's gonna be a trivia question as well. And
Sir.
to start, we're gonna do the All Star prediction of the game. Who's gonna win the game and who's gonna be the MVP of the game. So, PC, I'll start with you. Who do you think is going to
So
win?
I actually think that the NL is going to take it this year. AL's got some key players out. You know, there's going to be no Trout, or yeah, there's going to be no Trout. There's going to be no Judge. I'm not sure if Otani is going to be able to bat because I know he's especially listed as a pitcher. I forgot if he was able to do it last year or not. Um, I
I
can't
think
remember for the
he
life of
I
me.
think he was able to do both positions, if I'm
Well,
not mistaken.
if that's the case, he's got to make it close. But you know, Otani is one man, and you know the NL for as good as they've been this year, and they've been really good this year. There are a lot of rising teams a part of the NL. Two of those teams, in fact, being the Marlins. You know, with Luis Rise. You also have uh, the Diamondbacks with Corbin Carroll. I just feel like it's the NL's year. You know, I mean, I feel like it's the NL's year, and I think they're gonna end up taking it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say in a 5-3 game, NL on top. Because I think the AL has taken it in like the last like 10 meetings. Correct
Yeah,
me if I'm wrong.
I
Yeah,
think
they've taken it in the
around like
last like
eight,
10 meetings.
nine.
Sooner or later, the NL has to win. Um, I do think that's gonna end up happening. Just for help it, why not? I'll say Nick Castellanos hits a home run in the game. Because it'll be very Nick Castellanos esque. Um, and for my MVP of the game, uh, that one is actually a tough one. I do think the MVP is going to end up being a player from the Braves, and the Braves have like 8 players going this year. I mean, they're the hottest team in baseball. Like that's the Phillies are red hot. They're white hot, and then you have the Braves who are like white hotter. Like it's ridiculous. Um, so I do think it'll end up being like a player from the Braves. I'm gonna end up saying I'm gonna go ahead and say that Ronald Acuna wins MVP.
Okay, that's pretty fair, honestly. I'm gonna go with the American League. I know the National League at some point is going to actually try to win it at some point. I think the American League wins like 6-3. Um, I think Otani is most likely going to win MVP because he's going to play both positions. I think he's going to hit a home run, and I think he's going to go 3 innings in this game, and he's going to give up just 1 run in his 3 innings, and I think that's going to be enough to put him on top of the MVP. It will be a close. I
Yep.
think throughout this lineup, I think it's going to be a pretty close race throughout the game because it's going to change time to time because he's going to pitch 3 innings, he's going to bat for 3 innings, and then they're going to change the lineups a little bit with other reserves and everything like that. So I think the American League continues their streak, and we'll see. Maybe the National League finally get through this and win. It's been a while, basically.
A minute, a
Yeah,
minute, ridiculous.
that is ridiculous. This. For the next thing is the home run derby. This to me is like a toss up. I don't know what you think, PC, but this is a toss up,
I
honestly.
was looking at all the participants this year, and like there isn't one in particular like oh I can't speak first all of a sudden. There isn't one in particular that like sticks out to me and is like, okay, that's the guy. I mean, you have P. Alonso, who I mean, that's a safe bet for anybody, and he's probably the only reason why the Mets are still relevant or even have a chance to still make the playoffs, even though they've been mid. Um, the guy I'm looking at though to win the whole thing, I'm gonna say Vladimir Guerrero. This like we both watched his father play. Like they're both home run hitting machines, and like it feels like the event was made for a guy like Vlad. Um, and I know he's gonna be taking on Mookie in the first round too. So I mean that's your superstar matchup right there in the first round. Vlad, he has been having the greatest of years, or greatest of seasons, but I do think that he's built for the home run derby. Him and Pete, I feel like, are the ones built for mostly for the home run derby. But I'm gonna end up saying taking Vladimir Guerrero to win the whole thing.
Um, that's a really, really good pick, honestly. Like you can't go wrong. I think Guerrero is like amazing. He's gonna be probably I don't know. This is a tough one because that's an all-star matchup right there. Guerrero and Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts is gonna take the entire thing. This is like a strange home run derby. I think there's gonna be a lot of like mysteries here. And I think he's gonna meet Luis Roberts from the White Sox. He's really good a hitter as well. So I think it's gonna be either one of them. But I think Mookie Betts take it at the end. It's gonna be a close
Would
tie.
would Luis? I know Luis is the one seed. Will he be like your guest sleeper as the one seed to win this thing?
Yeah, I was shocked that he was the number one seed. Really,
Yeah,
I think he's like a sleeper, honestly,
yeah.
in my
Between
opinion.
him, my sleeper, I have to go with all the I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, I
Rushman.
can't. Yeah, Russian. Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah, from the
phenomenal.
O's who are also red hot this year. Yeah, I
They're
like his game.
amazing. Yeah,
like
they
his game.
are amazing. Yeah, like it's just insane how great the O's are this season. After last season showing progress, it's something nice to see, honestly. And for the next segment is going to be the home run during the weekend. There's a lot of matchups here. We have to pick two guys that are going to hit, the most home runs. I feel this weekend, and I have two good ones that I was like really really good, really confident picking.
All right, I'm listening because I'm
So
interested to hear your picks.
yeah,
You're a baseball guy, G. So I mean,
yeah,
it's bragging rights right here as
yeah.
we do this week by week.
This is gonna be the first one to me. Honestly, was like pretty easy for me. Corey Seager, he's against the Nationals pitchers.
Well,
Like,
we just
yeah,
well we're already 1 for 1. That was one of my picks too.
yeah, like I picked him because it's just the Nationals. I have him with two home runs this weekend, and
Great.
for my second pick, I, this is pretty. They're going up against the Rays, the Braves and Rays this weekend, and I think Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to hit three home runs versus the Rays. That's a good pitching staff, but Ronald Acuna is going to actually do it. I feel that's a sneaky pick right there.
All right. Well, you already said one of my picks, Corey Seager. He is white hot right now. I think he's on now a 10-game hit streak.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's hitting crazy right now, and like you said, they're taking on the Nationals. I mean, the Nationals pitching staff, they're very wishy-washy, and
yeah,
um, a team like the Rangers, I mean, they've already put up, 15, 16 runs against some pretty good pitching staffs this year. So I think I'm going to go out on the limb here and say that the Rangers might just mess around and put a 20 spot on the Nationals this weekend. I mean, they definitely have the firepower for it. We've already seen a team, the Angels, go for 24 runs, I think it
yeah.
was, this
24.
year.
I think it was 24-1. I think they won the game or something like
Yeah,
that around there. That
something
was
crazy
crazy.
like that, but yeah, I think the Rangers are gonna end up putting like 22 on the Nationals. It wouldn't be the first time that that the Nationals gave up more than 15 runs. But yeah, Corey Seager is my first pick, and my second pick, I'm gonna go with the Phillies guy. Is a guy that I think has also been pretty good, and is the only lone representative, surprisingly, for the Phillies this year in the All Star game. Nick Castellanos. Um, Hopefully nobody dies, before he hits, which I think is going to end up being at least one home run this weekend. But he has been so much more comfortable this year, with the transition to Philadelphia. Like his first year last year, it was a lot of
Up and
pressure.
down.
Yeah, it was up and down, and we need to count on him a lot last year. And I just don't think he was quite comfortable yet. Unfortunately, we made the World Series, and he wasn't quite comfortable. This year, he's comfortable, and it shows. And he's been having such an incredible year. He is more patient at the plate, and against the Marlins team, who give credit to the Marlins because they've been very impressive this year.
Yeah,
But
they've been a surprise team.
they've been really good. But I think that Castellanos, he's going to find a way. I think he has more than enough power. I think that he gets at least one home run this weekend. Corey Seager, I think he's going to end up getting two.
Yeah, that's a fair picks, honestly. And the Phillies red hot. They're getting hot at the right time. That division looks pretty tough
Like
because the Mets. Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
division. I think I was reading the stat the other day. Like apparently the NL East, like I think we've set the record for like most combined wins in a single month by every team. Like it's
yeah. That is
ridiculous. I
absurd,
think the
honestly.
record's now, I want to say 31 games won in a single month by all the teams combined. Uh,
That is
but yeah,
crazy,
that's
especially
insane.
from the Nationals. Yeah,
Yeah, from the
especially from
National.
the
Bro,
Nationals.
talk about the Nationals. They beat us in a series. They beat us, and yet somehow we just swept the Rays. Like it just makes no sense, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
that's
And Christian
baseball.
Pache just hit a go-ahead home run in the ninth against the Marlins, bro. You can't write this. You can't. You just make this stuff up, G. You really can't make this stuff up.
Baseball is always like a thrilling sport because you don't know what could happen series to series. Like one series you can get swept by the Nationals, and then the next series you can sweep the Rays. Like I just
Baseball is very funny. Christian
yeah
Pache of all people.
yeah the most that's what happens in the playoffs too. Like the most random person hits a home run, like they hit homers in the series, and you say where that guy comes from or anything like that. So like that is just crazy. I have a trivia question. It might be easy, it might be hard because the Yankees have the most World Series in baseball, right? Who do you think has the second most World Series in baseball? This one is always a trick question for everybody.
Cool. Um, damn. I don't get no multiple choice for this one either.
Actually, I give you multiple choice because in case if it gets tough. So, A, Red Sox, B, Giants, C, Cardinals, or D, Dodgers.
Stumped. Does he? Do you know the answer? You probably don't know the answer. What am I thinking? I want to say the Red Sox because they had like a long history like the Yankees too, but I feel like I'm gonna go with the Dodgers. There because of their time in Brooklyn.
Okay, the Dodgers is your final answer?
I'll go with the Dodgers. Yeah.
It's wrong. It's the Cardinals with 11 rings.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
The Cardinals, Bree?
yeah. The Cardinals. It's pretty
Did
shocking,
they
right?
win them during civil rights era or something? Dude, when did they win their titles?
I think that they won in 2011, 2013, I
I know
think, or
they won in
something.
2011.
Oh,
That
no,
was
not
Albert
2013.
Pujols.
Yeah,
That was Albert
they
Pujols
won.
last year.
They won in '06, if I'm not mistaken. They won in '06, 2011, and then I think the rest of is like old rings from like the past. It's crazy their history. Their history. They're having one of the worst seasons ever in their history this season. It's just crazy. Like
Phillies broke
they
them.
usually,
Phillies broke them.
yeah. It's like the Cardinals and the Yankees are like the two teams that never really get losing records. And now look at the Cardinals. Like they're
Uh,
14 games under
they're
500.
bad. Like
Yeah, they
they're
are
bad.
bad,
Like I
horrible.
remember. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, G? 10 years ago. Uh, 10 years ago from 2022. Uh, in the Phillies' last playoff appearance, not this, in the one this past season. It took the Phillies 10 years. 2012 was their last appearance before last year, and it was against the Cardinals. Weirdly enough, um,
It's
and
weird
the
baseball
Cardinals
how
sent us into mediocrity. So crazy. What goes around comes around. Well, after that, Brian Howard retired too. Cole Hamels went away for the Cardinals. We beat them. Yalier Molina retired. No more Pujols. Wainwright's still there, but he's probably gonna end up retiring. It's just funny how that all works. It's just
it's like
crazy
a
how.
reverse basically. It's weird how baseball works. Really, you could say that in football too, and basketball as well. Like it's just weird how things just turn around like that,
Yeah,
and now it's in your favor now.
yeah, it's
That's
wild.
funny. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful segment for Sickball Central. Sickball
Yeah, it
Central
was
G.
an amazing segment.
Can't wait for All Star Game. All Star Game. You can catch that this Tuesday,
Monday,
I
I
believe.
think it's Monday or
Yes.
Tuesday. I no Sunday. I think is the no Monday is the I think the home run derby. I think is Monday, and then I think
Yes. And
Tuesday.
then
Yeah,
Tuesday
Yeah,
is
Tuesdays in
the
here.
actual All Star.
yeah.
In Seattle, T-Mobile Park, home of not home of the Marlins, home of the Mariners. You can catch that at 8. Yeah. Desi?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was celebrating because Edge came out. But okay.
Oh,
Guys, now it's time to move on to segment two, which is around the nation. So I'm going to give y'all some headlines and y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. Okay, first one. 2023 Money in the Bank cashes in as the highest grossing arena event in company history, collecting more than 5.4 million from the event. PC?
I just want to say, wrestling now, I think, is getting back to that popular peak that it had during the Attitude Era. Like, it's getting there. I feel like they're so close. It's a it's the same feeling people felt when it was the Attitude Era. When you think of like WWE premium live events now, they don't even use like a full set. Their set is all the fans around the wrestlers. That's how they've been doing it for the past few events, and they have all been amazing, and they've all been international too. I gotta shout out to that London crowd at the O2 Arena, man. They were amazing. Shout out to the Puerto Rican crowd in Puerto Rico for Backlash. Uh, I mean, bringing WWE to events in areas where they don't typically get them, they've knocked it out of the park. They've knocked it out of the park. So I'm really not surprised that Money in the Bank did as good as it did. It was a great event. By the way, it had an excellent ending, might I add. So yeah, I mean, it's great. It's wonderful.
Y'all see what I mean by PC hates Roman Reigns? Because why did you have to point that out, PC?
Nobody hates Roman. Nobody hates Roman. You
Anyways,
don't think? Wait. So hold on. Time out, Desi. You don't think that it's awesome that somebody just pinned Roman Reigns for the
no,
first time in 3 years? He had to
no.
lose eventually. He had to lose eventually.
That's okay, because you know
Why?
what I'm
Why?
saying? He got his week back.
He had to lose eventually. Why not let it be to his own cousin, to his own blood? The guy, same guy that pinned him the first time he came to
Okay,
Mania.
yes. We
Yes.
got that. We got that.
Yeah. Uh,
But you see what I mean? You got
no,
so
you, you
much
sound
bad
you
stuff
sound
to
like you're
say.
a hater of Jay right now. Jimmy, the
I
Usos.
told you I love the
That's
Usos.
that's
I
what it,
just don't
that's what
like
it
them going
feels like
against
right
Roman.
now. That's what it feels like.
No, I just don't like them going against Roman. And actually Jay is my favorite
Uh,
one.
uh,
So don't do that.
right.
Okay. Gianni?
Well, PC I think said it all. Really, I have to pay attention more to this because I think PC just nailed it honestly overall. And
It's
I
okay.
think Desi.
Watch the
The
event.
other thing
It's okay.
too is I think Desi is just a hater.
Oh, what?
Bruh, I can't. I can't.
Gianni.
Yeah,
Really? I'm thinking he finna give him some. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm on a pod with two haters right now. That's crazy.
well, I think you're
Anyways,
the hater.
now y'all two the
The
haters.
haters' names are Gianni and Desi. Not me.
No, haters
Desi.
name is PC and Gianni. Okay, headline two. Pickleball is becoming a rising and exciting sport in the competitive PPA Professional Pickleball Association. The Mixed Doubles Championship took place as Anna Lee Waters and Jones defeated Catherine Parento and Tyson McGriffin. PC?
Um, I included this because I saw it live. Thankfully, I saw it live. I even know it was like an official pickleball association before I started playing it more and more. I told you at the beginning of the episode, I was literally playing pickleball before I got here, like a half hour before I got here. Um, so it's so fun to play. Seriously, that's gonna be the popular sport that everyone's playing at the end of the year. Mark my words. A lot of people are already playing it now. So that's pretty cool. Um, and to watch that mixed doubles live, it just showed me that it's possible for anybody to play this sport, for anybody to get good at this sport. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. I should play pickleball. Grab a racket.
I have no idea what that is. But Gianni,
I have never I heard of pickleball, but I never got into it really. But it seems really really fun. I have to watch
It
videos
is.
and stuff to see it because it's something that I think I can get into. Anybody really can get into. Like PC said, you can play it if you just put your mind into it, you can play it.
It's basically mini tennis. Basically mini tennis. Which I know scares you, Desi, because for some reason you hate tennis, but
oh, I hate tennis and soccer so much
just like why? Why?
because
Why?
it's boring.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is.
not.
I don't want to hear them say, I don't want to hear that.
Why were you about to? Okay, what did you were about to do? You forgot we were
Okay.
kid friendly podcast, huh? Okay.
Wait, that's
Next
what the,
headline.
okay. Never mind. Because I forgot what they done made tennis. Anyways, okay. Headline 3. Wimbledon is currently in action. Novak Djokovic and Iga Swiatek, yeah, okay, got it, are listed as favorites to win for the men's and women's PC.
Um, yeah, it's truly a different era, especially for the women in singles tennis because Serena retired. Like Serena's retired. Venus is still playing, but unfortunately, Venus always gets like bounced out in the first or second round. Naomi's having a baby soon. Coco Golf is still like pretty young. I think she's still a teenager actually, so she still has a ways to go. Sloane Stevens, I think she's hurt. So the field was wide open in women's this year. And it just so happens that Iga Swiatek is hot at the right moment, which is why she's the favorite. If I had to pick someone to win, it'd probably be Madison Keys. But and you have the men's, you have Djokovic, Joker. I mean, he's probably gonna end up winning. Uh, the only guy that I think could stop him is Carlos Alcaraz. But yeah, Joker's probably gonna end up winning.
G.
For men's, I'm gonna agree with PC Joker, and for women, it's wide open. Like PC said, I just don't know. I pay attention, through the highlights, and when I see the odds and everything, and I look at the highlights, I just can't find a clear winner, honestly. So it's up in the air. But for the men's, is basically I already know who's gonna get it.
Okay. Headline 4. The Angels have lost 7 of their last 8 games, and with Anthony Rendon and Mike Trout out, both on IL for the next few weeks, as well as hanging on to the third wildcard spot by a thread, should the Angels consider trading Ohtani now? PC.
Or G, do you want to take this first?
Honestly, they're in a tough spot. Honestly, really, they're I think they're a couple of games back of the final wild card. And to me, they can just maybe look around and see if there's somebody that can offer them the right package because you can't lose Otani for nothing, honestly. So in this deadline, if they keep falling out of the picture, maybe find the right package that you can get enough and then just trade them somewhere. The problem is too is that he's going to be happy and resign with that team because if he's not going to be happy to resign with that team, you're not going to be able to get so much, but at least you get something without losing him for nothing.
Um, the Angels have a chance to absolutely fleece the hell out of any team that is willing to throw their entire farm system at a guy like Otani. I truly mean their entire farm system because there is a team that's going to be desperate enough to do it. Um, I think that Otani is a once in a generation player. Like it's this guy at this point, he's better than Babe Ruth at this point. He's better than Ken Griffey. He's better than any two-way guy that you can think of. Like Otani is ascending to the all-time greats at this point. So if I'm the Angels, I think about it right now. Right now, I check the standings. They have currently have the third wild card right now, but it's only by like a half game. You're not gonna have Otani now, or you're not gonna have Trout now for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Rendo's probably gonna be out for that same amount of time. Um, you're reeling. You've only won once in the last 8 games. You're about to take on Desi's Dodgers, who are trying to fight their way back into their own division. I mean, we're really like we're holding on to like false hope here, man. Like you can't go into the playoffs with two amazing top tier players like Trout and Otani and just barely making the playoffs, just to possibly get bounced out. It can't work. You're holding on to a false hope. You're holding on to a false narrative. Trade Otani and get back. Just get back an entire farm system for him because I'm telling you, there's going to be at least one team that quite literally trades their entire farm system for Otani, as they should, because he is worth that much. If I'm the Angels, I would have done this years ago if I was the Angels. If I'm being completely honest, I would have done
And,
this years ago.
and TC, what team you think, like, out of your mind? The team to me that pops up to me is the Rangers. I feel
Yeah,
that can do it. Maybe
Rangers with
them
Otani. I mean, they're making the World Series with Bruce
or
Bochy as a manager too.
or the other team that is a dark horse that nobody is thinking about is the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh my
That
God,
would be that would be insane. Honestly, that would be
nuts!
unfair. Like with that young team, they probably
I mean,
take over the
nuts!
league. Yeah,
Wow. I mean, we obviously have the favorites like the Yankees and Dodgers. You can even throw in the Cardinals in that situation. I would assume. They never decide to actually do anything, but yeah, like a dark horse like the O's or the other team you mentioned, the Rangers, like that would be deadly. That would be
yeah, that would
deadly.
be deadly in both
But
sides, basically.
one team, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a village to actually trade Bortani if they end up doing it. I don't think they're gonna do it because they're stubborn. I mean, that part was obvious. All right,
Yeah.
they're probably not gonna end up doing it, but if they do it, they're gonna get back the village for Otani.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'll tell the Dodgers to give up every single pitcher we have because they all stink, except for Clayton Kershaw. And I guess the young dude that we brought up from the minors, he's cool too. Julio, he's fine too, but he have his in and out games. But Tony Gonsolin gotta go. Gianni, how do you feel about Tony Gonsolin? That's what I really want to know because he's trash. I don't know what happened to him. He's not the same.
Well, honestly, I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers pitching. They're like a mess overall. I think free agency, if Otani doesn't get traded, then maybe you guys can get him in the all season, maybe. But like, I don't know. I think Tony Gosling like a pitcher that he's still learning. I think in that system because with the inconsistency with their pitching all around, you see everybody gets affected at some way. Kershaw sometimes can have his bad start here or there.
Yeah, the only bad thing I hate about us though is like Kershaw is our lifesaver and he can't keep being that. So I don't like that neither. But I don't know if it's from his injury from last season or what, but ever since he came back, Tony G just he ain't been the same. I don't know. But anyways, okay. Last headline. Once again, one of the greatest sports of all time. Okay. Oh my bad. Read the wrong one. My fault, my fault, my fault. Okay. AEW All In is at Wembley Stadium in London this year. They have sold over 75,000 tickets for the event, easily the most tickets sold for a wrestling event since WrestleMania 32. PC?
75,000 tickets is a lot of people. It's a lot of sweaty wrestling fans that don't know what soup is. Um, but I mean this when I say it. Wrestling's back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not just WWE. Expand your palate because AEW is about to do something that has been done in a really long time. Like at this rate, because the event's in a few weeks, at this rate, they might have like 85,000 people at this wrestling event, which is insane. That has not been done since WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 32, that was now 7 years ago. Even then, that was a pretty mid event. This has potential to be one of the greatest events like ever, with a bunch of people in attendance. So yeah, if you're not a wrestling fan yet, do yourself a favor. Watch AEW. Not no, it's not WWE. It's not one-off branch of WWE either. It's its own thing. It has amazing wrestlers on there as well. Um, and over 75,000 people are going to watch their event. That's insane. Like that's insane. That's insane. There aren't even some football and basketball games can't even do that. So the fact that a wrestling event that isn't WWE is doing that, that's insane. Insane.
Yeah, I love Dean Ambrose so much. Okay, Gianni.
That's a lot of
Honestly.
people for wrestling. I feel overseas as well. Like that's a good audience. I think that they're building more and more. You think PC? You think they're gonna expand it to more other places overseas, or is just you
Oh,
think London?
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they already have I mean WWE now has events in Saudi Arabia. They basically they have events in Canada as well, Australia. I mean, they're expanding everywhere.
That's
So
crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if AEW does the same in the future. Yeah, the sorry, Desi, the monologue, the best thing I saw this past week, that is the monologue. That's
Okay,
monologue.
okay, gotcha.
Um, but yeah, I 1,000% expect AEW to expand in the future with that, because they have to listen. Tony Khan, he's the owner of AEW. He's the son of Shad Khan, owner of the Jaguars, so he has an unlimited
Yeah.
pocket to work with. Um,
Oh,
so
that's
yeah,
actually a good more owner because now you can actually you can expand everywhere basically.
so
Right
I
there. Yeah.
definitely expect AEW to expand off into the future. They also have a great network deal with TNC as well. Yeah, they'll be straight. They'll be straight. Wrestling is back, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we ate more sports, especially in the books. This was the first official episode 1. You're going to be listening to this, um, unless something crazy happens to me in the next 24 hours, this Saturday. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay hydrated, especially on the East Coast. I know it's been hot. Make sure you follow our socials. Our socials haven't changed; are all the same. Our Twitter and IG at WHS_podcast, and our YouTube and TikTok at We Hate Sports. Call up one as well and check up on them. Tell them that you miss them. Tell them that you love them. Give a little smooch if you see them. So I I I like to talk about something like that needs to be talked about or needs to be said at the end of the typical episodes that we do that you hear every Wednesday. But you know that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of hard advice to take at the end of an episode that's already our blood's already rushing. We already had some strong arguments. Half the time and strong opinions about our favorite players in football and basketball. Um, Instead, at the end of We Ate More Sports episodes, I'm gonna just tell you the best thing I saw last week. Um, and the best thing I saw last week comes in the form of the Phillies and Nationals. If you missed it, last weekend, Nationals they got destroyed by the Phillies, 19-4. As I was about technically. My uncle, and aunt. They went to the game. They've been married for over 30 years now. And my uncle was celebrating his birthday. And it just so happens to turn out that he got really good seats for that game. And they even showed him they showed him on the Titantron. And my uncle, y'all, for the people that for family that listens to this, he's a wonderful character. He had a Superman cape on, and they showed him on Titantron with his cape, celebrating on his birthday. As the Phillies destroyed the Nationals 19-4. Actually have a picture right here. I can hopefully show y'all at least so that y'all can see it. But um, easily for me personally, anyway, the best thing that I saw this week or saw last week. I was trying to be different about it. Like the best thing I saw this week is something that we already like have. So I'm doing the best thing I saw last week. That's how we'll be different. Um, yeah. I don't know if y'all have anything else to say, but I'm done. That's We Ate More Sports official episode. First official episode in books. Was
Yeah,
in book.
it's been for real too hot over here, honestly.
Tribal chief is that man. Head of the table is that man. Big tribal chief. Big head of the table.
I'm over and muted. Thank goodness. Yay, go tribal chief. That's what I was thinking. All right, bye.